Okay, take two. Okay, the last recording was actually not uh, got an error. So yeah, it did not actually recorded quite nicely. Okay, so we have disconnected to Vidyard for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe because of the internet provider that we have, as usual. Yes, that's that. That's for my country. Okay, it's a struggle. Yes. Okay, let's just reload this again. Uh-huh. Okay, we have shut this down actually. Uh, Start again. Just like this. Okay, there we go. So yeah, this one here. Yes. Okay, so this is the test project. Okay, from a course from Maximilian Schwarzmuller. So this one here. Hey, this is the title of the course, React the Complete Guide, including hooks, React Router, and Redux. So we have posted it to our repo already. Okay, so this GitHub repo already that we have here. Okay, we just put it in a branch here. Okay, so because we also put each and everything that we have learned. So we get some notes from the lectures included in the course. So all of it, and also the resources coming from the course as well. All of the resources. Okay, we put it in the master branch right here. Okay, so here in main branch, it's just this. Okay, yeah, there with that. Okay, so this is the uh, test project right here. Okay, so this project here is just simple. It just adds a user that has a username and the age. Okay, something like that. So this is the version of Maximilian Schwarzmuller here. So we have been challenged by Maximilian Schwarzmuller, our instructor here, to actually create our own uh, user adding project by our own without going through his own way to do it. So we have done that. It took a while. Okay. We have revisited some concepts in there, but eventually we have actually done this. Okay, so this one is actually a new one. Okay, it's a new introduction, this model right here. So we have pulled this off. Quite nice, actually. Yeah, very nice. Okay, so this is our version right here. So as you can see visually that, yeah, visually it's not the same. Yeah, so this is our signature color here. So gold and this kind of black. So uh, hexadecimal 222. So hashtag 222. That's the color right here. Very nice. Yeah, pretty nice. Okay. Uh, so let's demo our app right here. So if there's an error, like Maximilian Schwarzmüller's in the input, so let's say blank, there will be a model if we actually press this, add user. So there we go. We also have that, and we also have this backdrop right here. So yeah, it will actually darken its surroundings. So we did that as well. Pretty nice. Yeah, took a while as well to do that. Okay, so this one is actually changing. This For now, the model title will not change because this model is only for error model. So error message. So all the models here will be input invalid. Okay, for the title here. So for the body, the text here will actually change each and every time there is a different case of input invalidation. Okay, so if we click OK now, okay, there we go. The model is gone. Again, it will be this again. Then if we do this, okay, let's say Jetro. Okay, okay, so we have one in username now. So this will be the error now. Okay, so Jetro again, Jetro, okay, -1. There's no -8, so still the same error message here, but both uh, targets the age input here. Okay, so yeah, greater than 0. So if this one has 1 and this one is blank, okay, so this one will be the message now. Please enter a valid username, non-blank username. Okay, so if it is right now, okay, so by default, there's no user in the user list here. So we put the user in the user list if this input, if all inputs is actually correct. Okay, so here we go. Let's say 33, Jetro is 33, and there you go. It will actually add right here. Okay, and let's try again one more time. What name? I don't know. Let's say Dora. I think Dora now will be 20. I don't know. I guess. There we go. It actually added here in our user list. So there we go. This is that. Yeah. Okay, so that's the simple project right here. And if we dive into the coding here, okay, so this one here. So all of this is initially created by Create React App. Okay, so it actually initializes our React project right here. So this is the default folders and files right here. So this is the node modules, the dependencies that is needed for the React project to actually work. Okay, it is automatically installed when we use Create React. Okay, we did not actually added more packages or dependencies right there, only with the Create React app. Okay, and we can see all of the dependencies right here in package.json. Okay, there we go. And then the things that we only actually change and added. So we added this components folder here in the source here, and we changed these app.js here. Okay, we changed the return statement here and the function component here. Okay, we did this here. Okay, to make the user adding project, user adder, something like that, to uh, output what we actually desire it to output. Okay, so we created some components here. Okay, I think it's much better if we explain each and everything here first. So for the UI folder, it's just the general components. So the wrapper components, if I may say so. So such as buttons, cards, and modals. Okay, we style each and every component as well with that module.css. So that module.css is different from that CSS because that module.css is actually CSS modules. CSS modules is only supported by specific projects. One is React project, so we are good here. So CSS modules is actually used in order to scope our styles here. So we have scoped it to our component itself. It is crucial because there will be instances that uh, two CSS files have the same class name, class selector in them. So if that's the case, there will be splitting of styles. Okay, and it would be actually hard to trace back. Okay, scoping is the best thing to actually do because if we use CSS modules, there will be a class name that is actually generated, uniquely generated. Something will actually a common settings that we will something like that. So the first that pops up, wrapper div, something like that. Basically, where user add our users here. Here is the one that shows the user, and this one, okay, this one rather, and then this one user item. So each and every user is a user item. So this one will be posted here. So the name and then the age, and then there's a years old here. Okay, so there you go. So that's will be the displayed in user item. And then here in user add here, so we have the user adder and then the user form. So user adder is like a wrapper as well of the user form. So there we go. We use the card here. And this one, class name user add. We did this originally so that there was a case that if we do a margin top, the model will actually shift. So it was my mistake. So I should have indicated the top and in the left uh, property of the backdrop of that. Okay, so for reference, the backdrop is this. So as you can see, the background is darkened. So that's the backdrop right here. It was shifted downwards. So I did. It is actually crucial to actually indicate the top and left property. We use position absolute actually this in the model and this backdrop here, so that it will actually be placed like this. So yeah, and what else? Yes, that's that actually. Then the user form. So this is the user form. Okay, gonna mind that. Okay, user form here. So we have this. Okay, the inputs and then the form. Okay, on submit. So the form it's on submit handler will handle that, and then there will be conditional for conditional stylings here. Okay, things like that. Okay, so is valid username. Okay, if it's not is valid username, then it will add stars of invalid. Okay, same with is valid age here. If not is valid age, okay, this one will apply. Okay, so things like that. So that's conditional styling for you. So yeah, for conditional rendering, so we did that with this here. Where is it? Okay, so this one here. So error model here. Okay, if it is not input errors the username and not input errors age. Okay, this both of them is holds a boolean value. Okay, so if it is false, and it will trigger because it's not false, meaning it's true. Okay, this one will be this, and if it is not so, it will be just undefined here. So if it is undefined, it will not actually rendered by JSX. Okay, so there you go. Okay, and one more thing is this one. So post model handler. So yeah, we applied many things, many concepts here, core concepts. So the events, then the handlers, then using use state to actually do a two-way binding, meaning that you listen for the event using the prop that is appropriate for that. So mostly there are props that has a suffix of on, okay, but you can actually create a custom prop as on as well. But just keep in mind that there's some by default has that. Okay, then you're gonna use a function which it is best to end it with handler. So it is indicated that it is indeed a event handler. So there you go. So things like that. So we did passing of values to the child using props, okay, things like that, and we pass some states, some values from the child to the parents by passing the function to the prop, and then passing the value to the as an argument rather to the function that is passed through prop via prop, okay, such as this. So user form. So okay, let's do this. So props that on error. So there we go. So if there's an error, we pass to this function here, which is on error. So on error. So this is from use other. So user other is connected to app.js. So where is it? So on check error. So this one, where is it again? So this one or error. So input error handler. So this one, we are passing this app.js to user form by props through props via props. Okay, by going to the direct child first, user adder.js, and then to user form because user adder and user form are directly connected to one another, so it is possible. Okay, so something like that. Okay, I think I have actually discussed all things that is discussed currently from section 2 to section 7. Okay, so we did some components. Okay, some JSX. So this is the JSX syntax. So it's like HTML, but this HTML in JS. Okay. So normally this would not work, but in React it does. Okay, something like that. Okay, so components have components and components and components. So it's a nested component system, and our root component is actually up.js. So yeah, so there we go. So it is connected to each and everything because of that. So yeah, and then we do some conditional rendering, so uh, dynamic lists. So dynamic lists. So here in user, so we use that map here, okay, to actually do that, okay, and then we did not do some filtering, so because it does not actually require us to do that. So yeah, we do some conditional rendering, setting in app.js. So this one here, so error model. So there we go. Then conditional signing, such as in user form here. So yeah, so things like that. Yeah, things like that. So yeah, then we did not actually learn this from the previous sections. So section 227, we actually think very hard to do this model here. So yeah, I am very proud of that. The appearance of the model and disappearance of the model. Okay, so I guess we're gonna end it here by actually explaining that. So how it appears and disappears. So it appears because of this condition here. So if error, so we have passed it from user form to JS. Okay, so this one here, input errors. So here, input error handler. So we'll use this, the state updating function, which is this one, the second element here in the array. Okay, so input error. Okay, So it depends on the user form, the jest. So yeah, so when this is called there, okay, and then if it is indeed one of them, either of them, or both of them is false, then the error model will be this one. So the error model, error model variable will be equal to this one, the error model component. Okay, if not, it will be just undefined, meaning that it is both true. Yeah, so by default it's both true, and so this in close. So this one here we set it to true as well in close model handler. So if we press the OK button in the model, okay, so something like this, and to actually be true, then this will be just error model right here. Okay, so will be it will look like it disappeared. Okay, something like that, because we called the components again to be reevaluated and thus change what is needed to be changed because we use the use state. So yeah, that is it. So yeah, so this is my version. I'm Lereias. So this is the version that I done for the user adder project, this simple project. Okay. So yeah, just look at this. So there you go. Easy as that.